Yes, of course, we'd like to ask about yung recent decision po ng Timor-Leste on kay former Congressman Teves. Ano po ang mangyayari ngayon now that there's this decision? Is this final, Attorney? Para malinawan po tayo lahat.
My counterpart counsels in Timor-Leste have informed me that this is a final as of the moment because it is based on constitutional grounds with respect and in relation to the constitution of Timor-Leste.
Okay. So, Attorney, I would like to ask, what were the major turning points of this case that led to this decision?
I believe that we were able to prove sufficiently that the extradition of Congressman Teves to the Philippines will result in him undergoing some form of torture, inhuman punishment, harassment, or risk to life and physical safety. And that was based on the testimony of witnesses, including actual persons who were intimidated, threatened, and tortured by the police and the military during the investigation of the Digamo murder, and the sworn statements of those accused in this country who claimed that they were also tortured and who later on recanted their testimonies when given the opportunity to secure counsel of their own choice, as well as expert testimonies from certain persons like Attorney Salvador Panelo and former Human Rights Commissioner Wilhelm Soriano, who testified as to the current political atmosphere in the Philippines and the...
Mabuti naman at talagang kumuha din ng Timor-Leste ng someone from, sa kabila naman, hindi kagaya ng mainstream media ngayon na lagi nilang ini-interview, lagi nilang tinatanong, yung mga makakaliwa, yung mga makabayan, sila Conti, sila De Lima, mabuti naman at itong kinuha nilang mag-testify or mag-witness the likes of Attorney Salvador Panelo, which is very good kasi mailalatag talaga din kung ano yung other side.
A great likelihood that such a torture or inhuman treatment will be given to Congressman Teves, which is anathema to the Constitution of Timor-Leste and which very explicitly prohibits extradition under such circumstances.
Now, Attorney, that this decision has come, if you're privy to any information about, plano na po ni former Congressman Teves, next step niya po? Does he plan to file any cases back here? Or does he plan to go home?
No, going home.
At this point, going home would not be in his best interest, considering how the present government appears to be using all the resources at its disposal to stifle political dissent and politically liquidate the legitimate opposition. So he will have to stay out there until such a time that he will be able to get a fair shake, which will not be attainable under the present state when the executive branch is heavily corrupted.
Yun nga po nung March 19 po kasi, bago po lumabas itong decision nito, umattend po ng isang forum itong si DOJ Secretary Crispin Remulla, and he somehow hinted daw na meron parang corruption ng justice system ng Timor-Leste. Your thoughts on that? And kasi ang DOJ, they were surprised and disappointed, of course, with this decision.
Ayan po ang problema when you have a justice secretary and a spokesman na bagito who have not seen the inside of a courtroom. And those are the breaks, as we say. Kaming mga seasoned lawyers.
Yung sakit naman nun, bagito. Pero realidad, ang daming mga abogado dyan, lalo na yung iba nasa gabinete, nasa gobyerno, na hindi nila talaga naranasan yung on-field na nagtatanggol ng mga kliyente, kumbaga trial lawyers, kagaya ni Attorney Topacio. Pero nandun sila sa gabinete ng gobyerno na they are somehow abusing their authority. Yan yung masaklap sa atin ngayon.
Alam po namin yan. You may be consistently losing in the lower levels of the judiciary, but ultimately, you can win at the higher levels, it has happened to us before. Yung mga kaso po ni Pangulong Arroyo, na hinandle ko po, at ni First Gentleman, we consistently lost in the lower courts, but ultimately we were vindicated in the Supreme Court. The same thing happened to the tax case of former President Erap Estrada, which I also handled. We lost at the level of the commissioner of the BIR, but we were exonerated at the level of the Court of Tax.
Galing, no? Kaya yung mga kagaya ni Atty. Topacio na talaga very experienced sa korte, I see also a positive result, no, kay Atty. Kaufman na legal counsel ni Tatay Digong, kasi like for example si Atty. Topacio at si Atty. Kaufman, kung titignan natin, very experienced si Atty. Kaufman. Marami na siyang mga kasong hinandle, of which na ipanalo niya. Nakita natin yung interview kay Atty. Kaufman kahapon na talagang very confident siya na mapapauwi natin si Tatay Digong sa Pilipinas.
Appeals, and the Philippine government no longer appeal the judgment to the Supreme Court. So ganun po talaga. Ang problema po kasi hindi naman mga trial litigators itong mga nasa DOJ, kaya hindi po nila alam. At po
hindi sila trial liquidators, ano sila, budget liquidators.
Puri sila sa gobyerno ng Timor-Leste, at kapag nananalo sila, when things do not go their way, they insinuate corruption. That's very unseemly. Secretary Boying Rebulya should know that. That's very unseemly for the Philippines, which has diplomatic relations with Timor-Leste, to be bad-mouthing its justice system. Tapos ngayon, nananakot siya. It will have serious consequences now for Timor-Leste in their bid to become a full-fledged member of ASEAN. Hindi naman si Rebulya ang nagseset ng foreign policy ng Pangulo. Which makes you wonder whether he is talking on behalf of the President or he's just talking off the top of his head.
He even mentioned po na supposedly may pressure sa Timor-Leste because they wanted to become one of the members of ASEAN.
Well, if there is any pressure being brought to bear on the government of Timor-Leste, it is coming from Secretary Rebulya. Inamin po niya na several times pumunta siya roon. Kinausap niya yung Pangulo ng Timor-Leste, si Mr. Ramos Horta, which is really improper considering that what Rebulya was doing then was trying to influence the President of Timor-Leste to exert pressure on the judiciary. And under the Constitution of Timor-Leste, as it is under the Constitution of the Philippines, the judiciary is independent. So kung may pressure, si Rebulya po ng pressure niyan, very clear yan. So huwag na sanang baliktarin.
Pero tignan ninyo, kahit 7 times na pumunta si Rebulya sa Timor-Leste to influence somehow yung court system through the President Ramos Horta, no? Nakita ninyo na hindi pa rin kinatigan at nakita, kumbaga bumase din ang Timor-Leste base sa ebidensya na nakalap at ipinakita ng defense panel, which yun yung magandang nakikita natin sa justice system ng isang bansa na hindi natin natatamasa sa sariling atin, kung saan ibinenta nila yung sovereignty natin sa pamamagitan ng pagkidnap sa isang former president, di ba?
And that's being duplicitous.
Now, to take this opportunity as well to ask you about other matters, I hope you don't mind.
Ay, wait lang. Tatanong ko muna kung nakausap niya muna si Congressman Teves after this decision. Kamusta po siya at ano po ang kanyang naging pahayag regarding this decision?
Alam nyo, meron akong info, no, na nakalap na si former Kong Teves ay high spirits, kagaya ng sinabi ni Atty. Topacio dito, na nasa maayos siyang kalagayan, na hindi siya yung, kumbaga nasa foreign country siya pero mas at home siya doon kaysa sa sariling bansa natin. And I'm sure yung sinasabi ni Atty. Kaufman na si Tatay Digong ay in high spirits, I do believe na ganun nga. Kumbaga nakita naman ninyo sa banyagang bansa pa makikita ng harap-harapan ni VP Sara yung kanyang tatay. Sa sariling bansa natin kung saan hiniling ni Tatay Digong na makita ang kanyang anak na yung Vice President na council pa man din, hindi pinayagan, di ba?
Attorney?
Attorney, nawawala.
Attorney, can you hear us? Apo. Attorney? Apo.
Yes, opo.
Apo, kamusta po si ano?
Medyo lang po. I'm sorry, may connectivity problems.
Okay.
Ako yata where I am. Sa sobrang lamig yata, pati yung connection ay gininaw.
Nasaan po ba kayo?
Nasaan ba kayo?
Yes, I've talked to my client, of course, right after the good news was broken to me by my counterpart lawyers in Timor-Leste. And of course, he is in high spirits. He was crying and thanking the Lord above for helping him in his quest for justice.
Yun. So, at least
Sa Timor-Leste, client is crying out of joy kasi may tamang hustisya. Sa Pilipinas, people are crying out of injustice. Nakita ninyo yung hearing ngayon sa mga vloggers. Halos mapapaiyak ka talaga dun sa mga ginagawa sa mga vloggers when in fact the fake news, misinformation, most of it are coming from the government. Hindi ito. Tapos ang pinagdidiskitan ngayon yung mga vloggers, kagaya natin.
taking this opportunity, Attorney, I'd like to hear your opinion on the ongoing saga of President Duterte. These last 2 weeks, Secretary Remulla cited RA 9851, Section 17 as the basis of his arrest using the word surrender. Of course, the other side would say this was illegal because you still need to go through a proper court. So ano po ang opinion natin dyan, Attorney?
Ang opinion ko po dyan na sir ay maling-mali na naman si Secretary Remulla as usual. Alam niyo po, yung sinasay po niyang batas ay isang act of Congress. At nakalagay po roon, at the law, Section 17 uses the word may. And every lawyer worth his salt knows that the word may is directory, not mandatory. Therefore, he should read the entire law. We cannot cherry-pick provisions of the law to support our own views. The entirety of the law says that while you may extradite and surrender any person upon a warrant of the ICC, it should be done within the procedure set by our law. Because the ICC warrant has no force and effect in our country. Because we are a sovereign country. There is no such thing as an international warrant. And what is the law on arrests? The law on arrests cannot be found in the law that he is invoking. It can be found in the Constitution. The Constitution is the fundamental law with whose standards all other laws shall be subordinated and must conform. Ano pong nakalagay sa ating saligang batas? No person may be arrested except on the virtue of a warrant issued by a judge of a local court, meaning a court in the Philippines, based on probable cause. And that probable cause should be determined by the judge after personally examining the witnesses of the prosecution and such other evidence as the prosecution may prefer in court, subject to a personal determination of the judge. Absent such a warrant, no arrest, except for the exceptions stated in the rules of court. No arrest can be made, and the arrest of former President Duterte does not fall under any of those exceptions.
So in other words,
mali po yun. That's kidnapping, plain and simple.
So in other words nga po, wrongful arrest ang nangyari po kay former President Duterte, in your opinion?
Opo, in my opinion, not only in my opinion, the opinion of so many other lawyers who know their law and their constitution, unlike the Secretary of Justice.
Attorney, I'm not sure if you saw yung kanina yung presser ni Attorney Claire Castro together. I think it was Attorney Bontuyan, supposedly an ICC accredited lawyer. He said at the very least, pag humarap daw sa local court si Pangulong Duterte, ang sagaran daw is to just establish his identity, then he could be surrendered to the nation. Ano po ang reaction nyo dyan? Parang sa tanong, are you President Duterte? Yes. O, tapos pwede na daw ipadala.
Ang payo ko po sa kanila, basahin po nila yung extradition law natin, which is still extant, which is Presidential Decree 1069. Basahin po nila yung procedure because the warrant issued by the ICC is for all legal intents and purposes a request for extradition. Ano yung request for extradition? It is a request from the requesting state directed to another state asking that a citizen of that state or any person which can be found in that state which was alleged to have committed a crime be brought before it. But before that, since the Constitution says in the Bill of Rights that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, due process must be accorded to that person. At ano po yung due process na yun? Yung proseso na matatagpuan sa extradition law natin. Yun pong extradition law na yun ay iginawad po yun ng panahon ni Marcos Sr. Kaya hindi ko malaman kung bakit yung batas na ginawa ng kanyang ama ay ayaw galangin ng anak. Palagay ko isang kalapastanganan yun sa kanyang tatay. At least Marcos Sr. knew enough, notwithstanding our accusations of him being a dictator, he knew enough to follow due process when it comes to extradition. Etong gobyernong ito, wala. No due process, brazen violation of the Constitution, walang proseso, basta kukunin ka na lang, dadaling ka sa Hague.
Pero sinabi po ni Pangulong Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na talaga pong hindi po sila nakipag-coordinate sa ICC, pero meron daw po tayong obligation with the Interpol. Your comment on that po?
Lusot po yun. But do not take my word for it. Pwede nyo pong i-google, pwede natin gayahin si Dan Fernandez at mag-google, pwede po nyo tingnan yung website ng Interpol. Ano pong...
Pati yung mga nagtatanong na anchor, tumawa din Dan Fernandez na Mr. Google. Palusot.
Kung nakalagay sa website mismo ng Interpol, it says there that a red notice is a request. Ano po yung request? Pakiusap. Ang pakiusap po, pwede mong gawin o hindi. Bakit request po? Because, again, our country is a sovereign nation. No other country can impose its will or order us to do something that we do not like to do. Plus, nakalagay din po ron, the Interpol cannot compel any country to comply with a red notice. Ano pa pong nakalagay doon sa website? Very clear po ron. Nakalagay, in the implementation of a red notice, every country uses its own laws in order to implement the red notice. At ano naman, again, ang batas dito, ang batas po natin, hindi pwedeng arestuhin ng walang warrant issued by a local court, and kung ang isang mamamayan natin ay dadalhin sa ibang bansa on extradition, dapat pong dumaan sa proseso ng extradition na under the law, which is our extradition law. Napakaliwanag po noon. Because the duty of every state is to protect its citizen. Yung mga citizens nga po natin sa ibang bansa na inaaresto, convicted na sa droga, sa murder, sinisikap pa natin ibalik dito. Pagkatapos, ang isang dating Pangulo, ibibigay natin sa ibang bansa. Anong klaseng mentalidad ng isang Pangulo yan? Basta ipag-ibigay mo yung iyong mamamayan. That is not the kind of leadership that we need. That is very weak leadership.
Okay.
Diba? So, gawin na lang nating model si Kong Teves. Diba? Interpol. Kasi nirarason nila yung Interpol. So, yung Pilipinas, nag-request sa Timor-Leste via Interpol na hulihin si Kong Teves. Hinuli nila. True enough, hinuli nila. Anong ginawa ng Timor-Leste? Dinala nila sa detention, tapos didinggin pa sa competent court ng Timor-Leste. Hindi naman nung hinuli diniretso sa Pilipinas kasi may constitution, may due process tayo. Any country has this due process which we have to follow. A country has to follow. Pero itong Pilipinas, anong ginawa kay Tatay Digong? Kaya rarason nila Interpol, we have to. It's not that we have to. Talagang isinuko ninyo na hindi sinunod yung pagdala sana sa competent court. Diba? So isang tama, weak governance talaga to. Weak leader talaga ito.
Alright, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio.